And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben.
And I'm Kay.
And today we are reviewing a newly acquired Netflix film, The Platform.
A vertical prison with 1 cell per level, 2 people per cell, only 1 food platform and 2 minutes per day to feed, from the top to the bottom. An endless nightmare trapped in the pit.
Okay, so it's Friday and Netflix always dump a cornucopia of stuff for us to watch, and I review as most of I can. And every now and again there are a few films with subtitles that I go, okay, I'll give that a go, and this is one of those. So we checked it out.
Oh, we did. This film really took me by surprise. And actually don't be put off by the fact that it's subtitled, because you'll soon forget that it's subtitled because you will be so gripped by the story. It's really unusual, really interesting, and it's brilliantly executed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought this was really riveting in a way that captures your mind as well as your emotions, I think.
Yep.
Because it makes you start to think about stuff.
Yeah. This film does pull from certain threads. We've seen films similar to this. It reminded me most probably of Cube.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen that, there's a trilogy of that.
A trilogy.
A trilogy. I enjoyed the first one of that. It does pull from that, but this is very different. It's very fresh. It's definitely a symbolic film. It definitely talks about society without talking about it. It's not preaching at you. It's all about the story, about this one particular character that ends up, and then you follow his time in the hole or the pit.
The hole, yeah.
Yeah, the hole. And it is quite creepy. I wouldn't class it as a horror. It is a thriller, and there are definitely horrific moments, but it's tense all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't let up. Like, even when you think it's safe for it to let up, it doesn't. And the story goes in places where you think it's going to go, and then it steps further over that kind of boundary where you thought it was going to go one place, and then you're like, oh, there's more. Or, oh, that is different to what I expected the story to be.
Yeah.
I think some people will be split on the ending. I liked it because it leaves some stuff to the imagination.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's okay. We saw one recently where Netflix did that, The Horse Girl, I believe, and I didn't like that they left it up to the imagination. But this one, I think it works. This director, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. It is a Spanish film. He's done 2 shorts, and this is his first directorial debut. And if this is what he's done, I can't wait.
For his first feature. It's
for his
amazing.
first feature. I cannot wait to see what else he can do. Because symbolically, there's so much going on in there. But just as as a crafted storyline, there's stuff going on in here that it just has great tempo, great beats. There's a melodic theme and tone, noise-wise, that really adds atmosphere to this film, that keeps you on that edge of your seat. And then we're talking about the actors, who are phenomenal in this.
So good.
There's a mountain of different people that you get to meet along the different levels, and I won't go into the ins and outs of that, but each character is very interesting, very different. You never know what they're going to end up being. It's kind of creepy that way. You feel like you should trust certain characters, but at the same time you're like, don't trust them.
Don't trust anyone.
Don't trust them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's also really interesting, the premise, because all the synopses that we could find say it's a prison, but you can volunteer to go there.
Yep. It feels like a social experiment. Massive social experiment gone wrong, or has it? You never really know what's happening here, or what is even the purpose.
Yeah.
You can kind of gain the knowledge of what you think is the purpose, and you put your own understanding on some of the issues that are in there, and you also question. It's one of my favorite things about this film. It's the things that you're trying to guess what you would do in that situation, how you would get out, what would you do if confronted with like the basic black and white. If you don't do this, you die. If you do this, then it makes you a really horrible person, but you don't die. It's those sort of conundrums that are like, what the hell would I do in that situation? Hopefully I am the better human, the better man. But are you?
Or would you just die?
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very, very interesting film. My first A+ of the year. I've given lots of things A's, strong A's, but this is one to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to think of a reason why I wouldn't give it an A+, but actually even down to the little tiny bits of the prosthetics and things that they used with the effects. It's all outstanding. in my opinion. So yeah, A+.
Yeah, this is an outstanding film.
Yeah.
Don't let subtitles put you off.
Yeah.
The only thing that might put you off it is quite gory in certain places, and it's really a prolonged, tense storyline. Those are two things. So if you're easily affected by those, then maybe you should think, if I'm affected easily, then maybe I shouldn't be watching that.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic story, very interesting premise, feels fresh and new and different, although there are certain threads that have been pulled upon before, the prison thing, how do you escape that, using your brain, that kind of thing. But for me, I thought this was great.
Me too.
Yeah. So chat us to us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chat us to us
in the comments below. About what you thought about this film, if had you heard about it. I know it came out in festivals in 2019, but Netflix now have it, so I'm guessing...
So we get to see it.
So I'm guessing 148 countries now are watching it, because most of those countries are under...
some sort of lockdown.
Some sort of isolation. Let us know what you're watching during your isolation binges, apart from our reviews, obviously. Thanks so much for watching this, but until next time, remember, live long
and choose safe.